Well, thank you much, Mr. President Giscard d'Estaing, Madam Vice President, and all of you, members of the European Parliament, delegates from the member states. Well, I'm very glad and very honored to host this meeting, not only because I am an engineer, but also because we launched this idea just exactly 5 years ago. And that's a very important reason, together with Mr. President Giscard d'Estaing and many other people being here present. Second important reason is also because this house, this place, is a place where we prepare the biggest, well, each 7 years we have been preparing the biggest research program in the world. Research program 7th, 6th, 5th, and so on and so on. And another important reason that the Atomium culture, it means that is a culture for everybody. Billions of atomiums, but one the most visible is in this city, and we launched our program in this city. Since 1958, you are too young to remember everything about that, but I remember that. It was a world exhibition, and they built something like that, and everybody should visit Atomium in Brussels since 1958. So there are many reasons. There's a good place for start of our program and to be present here each year. And of course, I'm very glad hosting also, I don't know if hosting or not, Madam Vice President, because this house is our common house. You, as a member of College of Commissioners, since 2004, and for me as a member of the European Parliament since 2004. So we share this building as our common house for the last 10 years. So I'm very, very glad to see all of you around. Well, of course, my speech is also finished. So let me say a few words as it was done by Mr. President. 4 remarks, if I may. First of all, our strategy and instruments. Strategy was written in our document, European Union document, Europe 2020. In 2010, 4 years ago, as a matter of fact, before the crisis, and we must re-evaluate our strategy because a lot of things has changed since 2010, and now we are starting to think about our strategy for next 6 years. We were not very successful in our Lisbon strategy, 2000 and 2010, and as a matter of fact, we had for both strategies one crucial idea: Europe of innovations, innovative economy. So it is impossible to have a failure at the end of this decade in 2020. So let us do everything that our strategy 2020 will be successful. And Atomium culture is just about that. Point number 2, if I may. Funding, always the most important. Horizon 2020 was decided in this House only 1 year ago. Almost 80 billion euro. Let us take care about those 80 billion euro to create something like full connections between academia and industrial society. between young generation and us slightly older, between different member states, because we should avoid fragmentation of our research and innovation. We've got also fifth, freedom of movement. We don't speak very often about that. It was created, as a matter of fact, in 2006 in Ljubljana. It is a movement of knowledge in the European Union. Not only goods, not only services, capital and labor, also knowledge. Are we aware of that? It is also about our funding, multi-annual financial framework. And next point, new team is very important. I represent really committee for industry, for research, for energy, but let me add, for digital agenda, because Vice President Nelly Cruz is together with us. It's an enormous portfolio. It is even not mentioned in the name of the committee. It is entire responsibility of each committee. So you are not especially surprised, because if we add SMEs, entrepreneurship, climate, which is also inside, well, at the end, competitiveness, growth, and creating jobs. Well, what do we need in the European Union? What our citizens expect from us? Because they wouldn't like to vote against the European Union. They would like to vote for European Union. But let us create jobs for them, because it's the most important. But without growth, 4 or 5%, not 1 or 2, is not enough. 4 or 5, we cannot create jobs. Without competitiveness, we cannot create growth. So everything what we are talking about is about creating jobs, as a matter of fact. And we've got 6 commissioners in our committee, with responsibility of our committee for the hearings. 6 of them. Additional 3 as the associated committee. So there's a big responsibility, new team in horizontal responsibility in the European Commission. We will observe that. We will support working very hard together with the European Commission. And last point, well, money. It's very good to have money on the paper. It's a first step. But it's even more important to have a concrete money. Budget for 2015 was cut down by the member states, all of them together, especially in research, innovation, and Horizon 2020. Especially is a special gift for all of us. All the other budgetary lines were cut in few percent, and our in 10 or something. So we are from different member states. So we must underline, we will fight in the European Parliament for going back with the budget for 2015, because otherwise we cannot do anything without money. So it's also our Atomium idea about such an issue. We cannot do anything. It's maybe point number 5, the last one. We cannot do anything without media. Why? Because our politicians, Mr. President, Madam Vice President, you know very well, they are not ready to do a lot of things without public opinion support. To go against public opinion was possible in Central Eastern Europe at the beginning of the 90s, because we knew what it meant, communism. So we wanted to go out. as quick as possible. But now we are 25 years later, so we need public opinion. We policymakers. And we cannot do anything without the media, because media means public opinion. You are not, well, Mr. President is a doubt about that. I am ready to discuss this problem. I prefer to be of your opinion, but I see the media influence on the public opinion, so I prefer to have a media with us and influence the public opinion through media. So it's everything about Atomium culture. 5 points, but I think very important. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for this idea. Thank you.